There we go. Okay.
Yes.
Don't feel any pressure about team pep. Like, it is all about just joining other teammates and having fun and bouncing ideas off of each other. We always have each other all the time, but sometimes you can feel like you don't have anyone to, bounce a message off of or ask for help for script or whatever. So that's what makes Team Cup months so fun, because you have these groups of 5 people that are on your team and everyone's trying to help each other. I mean, ultimately to get the most points, because there's some pretty awesome prizes that you can win, but it's not about like everyone has to hit Success Club 50. Like, it's not about that at all. It's just about having fun and learning new things from each other. So no pressure, because there is a whole lot of new coaches. So it's just amazing that you want to even participate. So I was really, really excited. When I was at leadership on the weekend, they really, really stressed trying to get everyone to participate. And not about winning and not about the points, but just to really create a team culture and to help each other instead of feeling alone. So no pressure, just do our best. And I think that it's pretty cool. We have so many teams enrolled. And we still have a few days left of Success Club for the month. And I just calculated the number before, and people are doing amazing. There's been a lot that's happened in the last week. So everybody's pushing. We have a little push group. I can add anyone into that if you want motivation. Basically, all we do is share scripts back and forth. Like, if you're having objections from people, it's a message thread. So you can pop that script on, or pop that message on the thread, and then all of a sudden you just get all this support. Like, maybe you should say this, or maybe you should say that, and have you tried this? So it's a good little push to keep you going to hit whatever goals you have set for yourself. Obviously, the ultimate goal is to always get your Shakeology paid for. And what you have to do for that is to hit Success Club 5. So you have to help 3 people, and that's it. You share your journey and invite them to start a challenge with you or to get your support, and then all of a sudden you don't have to pay for your Shakeology. That commission that you make from 3 challenge pack sales will cover your Shakeology, and that is always my goal for any new coach on our team. Coach, I hope that you don't ever have to pay for it again. So that is all I have to say, and we're really lucky to have Megan, who has agreed to chat with us tonight about her private support group. She has done amazing. I don't know what else I can really say. Megan, when did you start? Last June?
I started my group in March.
Oh my God, really? Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So March.
Yeah.
And she has about 1,000 people in your group now?
Yeah, 920, I think.
Yeah. So, and that's all that Megan has done. She has not, she just started a like page. So I don't even count that yet. Like, she has just used this private group and built these relationships in this group and has grown already this amazing team. She is so close to Diamond. I'm sure she can just taste it, and I know it's going to happen really soon. So she's just going to share with us how she did this and what her secrets are and why it's worked so well for her. And hopefully everyone can get some tips from her. You know, there's so many options when you're starting out. You don't have to do what I did, and you don't have to do what Darlene did. Like, there's just so many things that you can do. You have to find what's going to make you the most comfortable, the place that you're going to be able to share the best of you. So for Megan, that was a private setting. She didn't want anything on her personal page. She didn't want to do a like page. So she chose this private group and built it from there. So she's just going to share with us her tips about her group. Take it away.
Okay. And if anyone has questions, just interrupt me, because I do better when, we're kind of having a conversation. But kind of like Michelle said, you just have to start somewhere and pick something that you want to do. So, we could spend like a whole year figuring out what we want to do and listening to videos and whatnot, but basically you just have to make a decision to either do your personal page, do a like page, or start up a group. And don't wait, just do it. Like just start it and add people in, or start a like page, whatever, make a post and just start, and then figure stuff out. So I did the private group because I was not at all comfortable putting anything on my personal page. I was so nervous about what people were going to think about me when I started doing this and what people would say. And I had no idea what a like page even was. So a private group was perfect because I could actually control who came into the group, and it was up to me to invite them. So that was what I did. So when you start up a group, you can have it as an open group or a private group. Like I said, I chose private. And then kind of like, it was probably, I think it was this fall maybe, then I decided, oh shoot, I wish I would have made it open, because people were wanting to share my recipes onto their timeline. And I found when I was tagging people in comments and stuff, it wasn't going to their news feed because it was a private group. So those are kind of the downfalls of keeping it in a closed setting, is you're not going to get anyone's eyes on your page unless you add them in. So I got to a point where I was starting to be more comfortable with random people seeing my stuff, and I wanted other people to start seeing my stuff. So I decided, okay, I'm going to make it open. So I thought it would be easy enough to just do that and change the settings. But apparently once you hit 250 members in your closed group, you cannot change your settings. So for anyone that is just starting out and you're like me and you want to keep it private, which is great, but down the road you might want to make it public. So do it before you hit 250 people in that group. I had 350 people when I decided to do this, and I was like, no, screw it, I'm doing this. So I deleted 100 people, by hand, all 100, changed my settings, and then added all those 100 people back in. So don't do what
Good idea. That's good. Good idea. I honestly had no idea for until you, I don't know how many months ago, said why can't people see my posts that they're sharing on the wall? I had no idea about that. So that is good that you're letting everybody know that if they're starting a private group too.
Yeah. So my advice is if you're okay with putting it out there, just make it open to begin with. But again, I totally understand with keeping it private, but before you get to 250 people, change it. My advice anyways. So that's kind of when I first started my page, I went and added about 120 people from my friends list, all women, mothers, that kind of thing. And I threw them in there, and it was great. Like I had lots of engagement, and I was, I wasn't posting a whole lot. When you read about or listen to videos about what you're supposed to do, they say post 3 to 5 times a day, blah, blah, blah. For me, I could not do that in the beginning. Like I was still working. Will was away. I was pregnant. I had 3 kids. Posting 3 to 5 times a day, I didn't even know what the hell I was going to post so many times about, to be honest. So I posted like once a day. Sometimes I posted twice a day, but I always made sure that they were really good posts. Like really, like I never just posted a random article. It was always a really meaningful post. So I think that's the difference. If you're going to not post very often, just make sure that they're really good and engaging posts, because you'll also hear don't post just to post. And I knew if I was going to start posting 3 to 5 times a day, I was just going to be scrambling for posts. And then I felt like people wouldn't really enjoy my page if they were constantly getting these notifications like Megan posted, Megan posted, Megan posted. And if it was just like random irrelevant things, I knew they wouldn't click on those notifications anymore. So be like, oh, what's Megan posting now? That kind of thing. That was just the way I felt. Now I'm posting probably 3 times a day. Sometimes I post more, but in the beginning, I think it's okay if you're not posting a whole ton. But I think with a like page, that's different, right? Because you want to get the engagement up. So anyways, I hope that makes sense. So once I kind of,
I'm
sorry,
going to interrupt you for 1 second, just in case people are doing like pages. When I first started, you needed to be posting like 5, 6, 7 times a day. And I tried to always have something really meaningful in the morning and meaningful at night. So high time for my viewers and my target market was always like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock in the morning, 9 o'clock at night. So I always really tried to have like a bloggish type post then. And then in the middle, it was all fluff. Like it was all just random. That has totally changed now. That's not doing anything to what they call your algorithm, which sometime when we do a call on like pages, you'll understand that more. But now it's really the same. Like just really find some good meat, some good like relationship building posts, on whatever platform you use. If it's private, if it's a like page, if it's your personal page. I think that goes across the board now. So what you were doing is really what we do everywhere now. Go ahead.
Okay. So I had this nice little group of about 125 people, and it was going really, really well. But I knew at some point I was going to run out. Either these 120 people were going to buy a challenge pack for me, or they were never going to buy a challenge pack for me. So I needed to start finding new people. And I spent a lot of time watching videos of how to get more friends and like build more connections. So I knew that inviting, we hear about the vital behaviors, right? Inviting, that was like, I can't send a message saying like, hi, do you know anyone who would like to join me? I couldn't. It was so bizarre to me. So I decided to look at all the members in my group, and I wrote them out on a piece of paper, and I have it in a binder, and I just wrote everybody's name down. And then I messaged them one by one just to say, hey, I'm so happy to have you in this group. If it's ever not your thing, feel free to leave. But if you ever have any friends that would benefit from them, add them in. Have you liked what I've posted so far? Is there anything more you're looking for? It was just a very short message. And I started sending that out to 10 people each day. And it was really amazing how all of a sudden I started having these conversations with people who I hadn't talked to before. And a lot of them didn't reply and still have never replied. Other ones, actually gave really good feedback about what they would like to see in the group. And then I started seeing some people adding in people. So that was great. Then I had these new members in my group. So then maybe I got to like 200 people or so. And then I started running some contests and just saying, whoever adds the most people into my group by Sunday night is going to win a prize for me. And that just like blew up like crazy. I think I've done that twice, 2 or 3 times. And I mean, the last time I did it, I think like 500 people were added within a few days. It was insane. Like insane. People were just going through their whole contact list. And I mean, a lot of them ended up leaving, I think, once they saw it. Like, there was like men being added and like old men. It was weird, right? Like, obviously they're not going to dig this group. But that's honestly how I grew. I asked my members to do that, to add it for me. And also with my challenge groups, I always made it one of my challenges that you could get bonus points if you added people in. And every single challenge group I run, people add in a few people at least anyways. So I just always put it out there and just ask people to invite to my group. And usually people really want to. And anytime you put a prize in their face, they have to know what it is. I've never actually said, this is what I'm going to give you. I just say, I'm going to give you something. They're all over it. And then another thing that I tried doing go ahead.
What are some of the prizes you've given?
I did, if it was someone that I could deliver it to, I've done like Bath and Body Works stuff, like a lotion and a candle, Shakeology samples. I started getting those journals that I think someone had talked about at HomeSense. Gift cards. There's an organic store in Park Hill that has like really neat stuff. So I've done gift cards for there, for local people, just
Cool.
anything not necessarily exercise related, just like people love getting a gift, right?
Yeah.
So, and then I also tried, and I did this for quite a while. I started friend requesting people, like random people. I would go to the Friends of Friends tab that you can see in Facebook. And I did this, I probably did it for like about a month straight. And every single day I would friend request 5 people. I had it on my to-do list. And every day I would go friend request 5 of those people. And it's actually crazy how many people accepted my friend request. Like we had 1 or 2 mutual friends. And you can even make it for like friends of friends who live in Toronto. Or like, so I wanted to get out of the Park Hill, Exeter area. And these people like actually accepted my friend request, which I think is bizarre. So then I had to message them saying, thanks for the friend request. And I was just really straight with them. I said, I've got this online support group. I'm always looking for more women to join. You know, I'll add you in. And if this is something that you would like, you know, feel free to add your friends in, or if it's not your thing, no worries. And I would just add them in because we were a friend. And then they could choose to leave or not. And most of them stayed. And a lot of them messaged me back saying like, oh, thanks, this is awesome. And I mean, I can't even begin to tell you how many like challenge packs I've bought, I've sold just from these people that I decided to add in. So I did that for about a month straight. I've gotten away from that only because I've just gotten busier and I'm finding people easier, I guess, because it was time consuming having to request, then message, add them in, that kind of thing. Yeah.
So you were friend requesting, like say you go onto like my page and friend request people on, do you know what I'm saying? Or how did you do that?
No, if you go into your friends, like click on friends.
Yeah.
And then I think it'll say friends you may know.
Yeah. Okay.
Or friends of friends.
And so you didn't necessarily, you didn't know them.
No.
I think you can go in the search bar and type friends of friends who like whatever, right? Like running or babies or whatever. You can just type that in the search bar and then it brings up and it'll show you in this list these people, but it'll say 12 mutual friends or 21 mutual friends or whatever it is. It'll show who has the most friends out of all that stuff. So if you just go in the search bar, Sarah, it should. But like Megan said, I've never done it that way. I've always done it in the search bar and just typing friends of friends who, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, that's...
Sorry, friends of, what did you got cut off there? Friends of friends what?
Just you type in friends of friends who and whatever you want to look for. So say friends of friends who like running or friends of friends who, whatever you're interested in or what is about you, you know what I mean? Yeah. But like I said, I've never done it the way Megan's done it, which I'll have to try that. I've done it the other way. So.
Okay.
Yeah. And I kind of played around with both ways, but so I didn't know these people at all. And I actually felt more comfortable doing that with people I did not know. Mm-hmm. I don't know why. And then just sending them a random message. And to me, that was more comfortable than messaging someone I actually knew.
Yeah. So Megan, your steps for that were you did the friends of friends in Toronto or wherever, and then you friend requested them. Once they accepted, then you sent them a message to say, hey, I've got this private support group, blah, blah, blah. Do you want to join? Do you want me to add you in? Or did you just add them into your support group? You
know what? I added them right in, Heidi, only because I thought if I give them the option, they probably
might say no.
May ignore it. And I felt like I had a really great group, and I feel like I do really good engaging posts. And I thought if I can just get them in there and see what it's all about, how could they not want to be in there?
No, that's awesome. That's awesome.
You have to add them to your personal page, right? And then
Yeah, so your friend requesting from your personal page.
No, I hate that.
Why?
Because it's personal.
But I'd say your group is more personal than your personal page.
Yeah, I guess.
Right?
Yeah, true.
There's really no way. You have to become friends with the people because that's the only way you can add them to a challenge group or anything.
I know. I get nervous about the stuff that I put on my, my Fit Fashionista page. I just think are there people out there that I don't want to know that I'm doing this? Do you know what I mean? I'm not there yet. My mom doesn't even know I've done this.
Oh, really?
But one thing that I
personal life out there.
I feel like one thing everybody needs to know is, especially with if you're on social media, it's not private. Even if you have all your settings totally private, it's not private. Somebody can find it. I think if you're going to be on social media, you have to kind of be a little bit comfortable with that. And there are some things that you might want to do, especially if you're taking like photos of your kids and stuff like that and posting on Facebook. There's the settings that you can set for your phone so that it doesn't show the location of where you are and stuff like that. So those are all things that you can kind of learn offline. But I think you just got to be comfortable knowing that if it's on social media, even if it's private, it's actually not private.
Yeah.
And I think you get there.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Like, I definitely wasn't there in the beginning. Like, I would have died if some people saw what I posted, and now I don't care. But
did you let everybody on that page know that you were making it public, or did you just not even make a big deal out of it?
I didn't make a big deal about it. And I know, Michelle, you had kind of mentioned, like, feel everyone out if they're okay with it changing settings. But I don't even think people in my group realized if it was closed or not. And no one else was really sharing. Like, I was doing all the posting. People commented and whatnot, but it's not like I had people, hey, Ava, Sarah. Yeah, so, sorry, I don't even know what I was saying.
You were just saying that you were the only one posting on your page, on your support page.
So I don't think anyone would have really cared that I changed the settings at all. Yeah. But I do get that you have.
I was totally the same way when I first started and asked Michelle. There's like some people, I'm like, I don't want anybody to see this, like, seriously. And it took me a long time to get over it. But Heidi's so right. Like, Facebook knows everything, or Google knows, like, they know everything, and they put everything. When you're on social media, it's out there for everybody regardless. And if this is your business now, right? So if you want, and Michelle has said this too before, like, you can make a totally, no one sees anything. And I don't know if that, Heidi, you might know more about that or whatever, but there's a way where no one sees anything. If you want to connect with your family and friends very privately, then you make another account for it. But from now on, it's like, if you're in it and you want to go all the way, it's open book kind of thing.
There is a way, though, on your personal page that you can make, like, say, a photo album of your kids. And I actually do this all the time, just with my parents and my in-laws. There's lots of pictures that I share just with them on Facebook. Like, you can dial it right down to what people you want to see. I totally agree with all of you. Trust me, when I opened a like page, I was dumb enough to think that was the smart thing to do because no one would see it. Like, I did not know anything about Facebook. My coach had a like page, so I just thought that's what you were supposed to do. I didn't even know there was a choice. So one night I just opened it up and thought, okay, well, here we go. And I can privately invite some of my friends, but not everybody, and then no one else will see it. And then I woke up Sunday morning and hello, everyone from Exeter was on my page, and it was like, shit, I'm in a bikini. bikini on here? No one's even seen my legs before. Like it was, it all just kind of happened. And I still, to this day, like there are times when I click post or whatever, and there's a few people in my life that I think about what they are going to think. And you just got to move on. You got to get over it. But it's natural. We all feel that way. Like, honestly, every day I feel like that way still. But the what's happened in 2 years is way greater than what this person thinks of me. And not the money. It's not really money. It's more like what's happened inside. I've just changed. I've become a different person. And it doesn't really matter what those few people from home or whatever, what they think of me anymore. But it's a real fear, and we all go through it. Like, it's very natural to feel that way.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll share with you another thing that I've just discovered, and I don't know if anyone else has done this, but so with my group, if you go to like members, it'll say add members. And I used to think you could only add people you were friends with. So one day I was typing in someone's name, like, you know, Mary, and the Marys I was friends with popped up. And then all of a sudden below it, like 10 other Marys popped up who I was not friends with,
I think,
but who we had mutual friends. Is this new?
Well, I just had it happen to me today in my meeting group. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's new as well. So it's friends you have a mutual friend with. So I have now started adding, this is now how I'm adding people, and I'm adding, I mean, in the last week, I think I've had 20 new members in my group just doing it this way. And it sends them an invitation to like, do you want to join this group? And so they have the option to join it or not. So each day I've been going through like the alphabet basically and adding in. Some days I'll add like 20, 25 people. You know, I'll just, if I've got nothing to do, I'll just type in like Lisa, and like 15 random Lisas show up. I'm like, join. It's crazy. And then they join. So I've got a good system down now because, you know, we were having so many problems with sending messages to people that we weren't friends with, and were they getting the message, were they not getting the message, that kind of thing. Facebook will kind of hide a message sometimes because it's not happening all the time, but if you are not friends with someone who you private message, Facebook filters it in their other folder, and most people don't even know there is an other folder. So I was messaging like, God, I probably messaged like 200-300 people that I wasn't friends with. And, you know, I wasn't hearing back from so many of them. And it could be because they were just ignoring me, or that it was going in their other folder. So it's so important to friend request these people and have them accept that friend request and then start messaging with them. So now what I do, every day I look at my new members in my group, because every day I'm having new people added either by myself or from other people. I add them to my binder of, I've got a list of like 924 names as of today, and I add their name to my list. I friend request them, and then throughout that day later on, I'll go look at my new friend requests, and I will then send them a welcome message. Again, just this exact same thing that I did back in the spring, like, welcome to my group. And I even have added into that message, you know, are you working towards any health and fitness goals? Anything you want to share with me, I'd love to hear. And a lot of these people then are messaging me back, and we'll have a little conversation. And sometimes it just ends there. Other times they jump right to it, like, oh, I would love to try the 21-day fix, whatever. But if it doesn't go in that direction, then those are my go for no people. So I usually wait like a few weeks or even like the next month. Then those people that I've talked to last month, those are my go for no's. So I try and send out go for no's, like even like one a day at least, but I'm using that same list of the friend requests and the welcome messages that I did, because I feel it's kind of weird if I'm just going to throw a go for no out to someone that I haven't connected with before. And so if someone doesn't if someone doesn't accept my friend request after a few days, I still will then send a message to them welcoming them to the group, just in case they do get it. And sometimes they do, because I figure if they didn't accept my friend request, within a couple of days, they're probably not going to accept it, which is fine. But I still send everyone a message at some point welcoming them to my group. And then it's not so creepy when I invite them to a challenge. And the only way I can invite someone is using the go for no. It's like the only way that feels comfortable for me, but it works. Like a huge changing point in this whole business was when we did that go for no challenge. I think it was for a team cup. Maybe in the fall we did a go for no, all of us. And that was like a huge turning point for me, because I had never invited before, ever. And that was the first time I invited, and I tried to get as many no's. I sent out hundreds of messages, and I remember messaging you, Michelle, and saying like, this actually works. Like this actually works, inviting. It's crazy. But it just things started blowing up from there, and I've just continued to do the go for no challenge daily, and it works. So yeah, any questions about that?
Has everybody seen the go for no script in the files? I think it must be in the files section. So
No.
anybody new on our team, you should take some time and go through that file section, because I've been around now for almost 2 years and have constantly filtered stuff into that file section. It's not pretty, it's not a pretty thing to look at, the file section. It's just really boring, but there is a lot. I've always added my scripts in there, and I've added, when something works for me really well, I always put it in there. You guys are welcome to use all of that stuff. So all of that stuff is in there, like contact lists and how to go for no, the go for no sort of, there's a little fun little bubble graph thing I made for go for no. And even if you go into our team page and click on photos and then go back through all of our pictures, there's lots of really neat information in some of the pictures too. So there's always stuff being shared on that team page. It's an important, really important page to visit at least once a day and scroll back, because now that there's getting to be so many people, there's a lot of information being fed in there, and I would hate for anyone to miss something like the go for no script or something that would really help you build your business. We can't keep track of who sees what. So just kind of put that on the top of your list, that maybe once a night before you go to bed, you check out that page so you see this kind of stuff. But when you have a few extra minutes, go through the files section, because there is some stuff that might just kind of resonate with you and trigger and help you kind of move past a fear or something that's was put in there a year ago or something that I've completely forgot about. So take some time and look through that.
Yeah, and that's a good point too. When I first started, you kind of feel overwhelmed with what you should be doing each day. And some days I didn't really do anything besides create a couple posts for my page, and no one was talking with me, messaging. And so I just really didn't have much to do. So I made a list of things that I needed to do each day. And on that was, friend request 5 people. Check the Team Fitnique page, because it is so important to check it every day. And especially now, like you said, there's a lot of posts happening there. So just kind of create a little to-do list, and that's your power hour. And it doesn't have to take that long, but just check your new friend requests. Check to see if you have any new members added into your group. Welcome those new members. Friend requests, even if I see I've got a bunch of likes on a post, I'll go and check out who's liked that. And if it's someone that I'm not friends with, who maybe's been in my group for 6 months but declined my friend request back then, I friend request them again. just maybe they didn't trust me enough back then to want to accept my friend requests, but now they do. Like I had one lady today, she's been in my group since day one, or not since day one, but probably like the first time people added people in, and I've just friend requested her today again because she liked my post today, and now we're chit chatting, and it's like, you know, she's been in there for 8 months and now she's finally talking with me. So just, yeah, keep like,
sorry, go ahead.
no, you go ahead.
I like, and what you're talking about with going through everything in the day and stuff. Justine said this, and it resonated with me since then. And I have actually had been on my phone. Now put my timer on. I wrote down 12 minutes checking emails, 15 minutes going into groups and checking them. I had to do that to make sure that I wasn't wasting time. And also, like Michelle and a few other, I killed my news feed in Facebook, and it's been a godsend, like seriously. And you're not just, and because you could be randomly just looking and scrolling through, but the timer app on your phone, you write down what you need to do and how many minutes you want to do it. And when the timer goes off, you move on to the next thing. And like I said, Justine put that up in one of our groups or message thread, and I've done it ever since. So it's been awesome.
What do you mean you killed your news feed, Dar?
Ooh.
I killed it. No, it's an app, whether you're Google Chrome, and I'm not sure if it's Newsfeed Eradicator, it's called, but it's an extension on it, and maybe Michelle and myself or whoever can put in, because there's also, some people do Mozilla, or I don't know what other
Firefox
web browsers there are, but you can go into an extension and type in to basically stop the news feed in Facebook, and it will stop it. Like it will go on, and it'll be an extension on it, and you won't see anything on your news feed, which is awesome. Seriously.
Okay. Sounds good.
You get so lost in all the noise on Facebook, and you have to sort of think about what things are you going to do today that are going to move your business forward. And liking posts, it's not moving your business forward. And, you know, randomly commenting on people's posts like that, sure, that builds relationships a little bit, but do that after you've done your inviting and you've done your go for no, because those are the things that are going to move you and propel you forward. So if you're just starting, probably your news feed, that doesn't mean much at this point, but I was terrible. Every time I would go to my home screen, there's the news feed, and it's like these shiny things that are like pulling me in, like what's Sarah doing today and what's Heidi doing, and then all of a sudden 20 minutes was gone.
That's me.
We're all busy. We only have like specific time frames to do all this stuff. So like every night I write in my little, like I'm paper and pen girl still, but every single night before I go to bed, I write out what I have to do the next day. And I mean, my reward when all of these things are crossed off, I get to go to my phone and go to my news feed. So I'll take like 15 minutes before I go to bed and check Instagram and check my news feed, but not until all of those things are done, because you can just get lost. I found myself looking at other coaches' pages. I'd be sitting, I need to make a post. So I'd go look at everybody else's pages. What should I write about? Oh, maybe I should write about that. And then the 20 minutes that I had before Delaney got home was gone, and I had done nothing. All I had done was confuse myself with all these other posts that were never going to sound like me anyways. I was just going to be copying, basically. So, you know, I just got rid of all of that kind of noise, and I know that my like page is much better for it now. It's authentic to me, and when I'm being me, I'm attracting people that are going to want to work with me. They're going to want to be my business partners. They're going to want to join my team because they're going to be like me. So I think you just have to focus, especially if you're super, super busy with kids and jobs. And I think all of us are busy. So if you really take whatever amount of time you have a day and really like narrow it down, what can I do in that half hour or that hour that's going to move my business forward? That's what you do. And it's not making posts on your like page. That actually isn't, like, you know, you got to do that, but that's not what is moving you forward. It's the conversations that you're making with people, the relationships that you're making with people that are moving your business forward. You have to have those pages to keep the momentum going, but the real stuff that's going to get you challengers, which are then going to turn into coaches and your business partners, it's the conversations that you're having behind the scenes. I hope that makes sense.
Do you hear that cricket?
I feel like there's a cricket in my basement. There must be someone.
That's Rob messaging me from over there. Sorry, he's crickets.
That is so funny. I'm like, what the hell is in my house?
No, it's just Rob. He's hungry. He wants some food.
Go feed
Sorry,
him.
guys. I'm going to mute it.
That's funny. Anyways, I hope that makes sense. And I didn't mean to scare anyone by that, but I know that you can just get so overwhelmed by all of this stuff. And the easiest thing is to just say, okay, what do I really need to do today that's going to make or break this for me? And I promise you, it's the inviting. And I don't mean inviting like, hey, lady, will you join my challenge? That's not what I mean. I mean, it's just like, hey, Amber, how are you? Gosh, it's been so long. I noticed that picture that you posted the other day. Your little girl is so cute. I can't believe it. How many years has it been since we chatted? Done. Like, it's not anything about Beachbody, ever. We're not salesy people. We're just like creating relationships with people that will either go somewhere that you'll become friends and whatever, or you'll reconnect in some way. And those are the things that are going to take you forward, not the scrolling and liking posts and stuff like that.
I think for me, like, going through some of the news has actually been what has caused me to be more overwhelmed, and seeing all, like, it's great to see some of the other coaches post, and I like seeing your group, but then when you start liking pages and then it's people from all over the place, and then I'm like, holy crap, maybe I can't do this. Or I can't be that funny or engaging. And, you know, I think I'm pretty funny, but I don't know if anyone else would. So I think that's what started to cause me to feel a little hesitant about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you get overwhelmed, and trust me, everyone on this call has people that you're going to relate to. All of us are going to have our own tribe or our own people that are going to be, you know, that want to be around us, whether you're funny or you're not funny, or you're super fit and you're really into nutrition, or you're a mom with lots of kids. Like, you're all going to have someone and tons of people that relate to you. So it is so hard not to compare against other people. That is just like natural human nature. And that happens on the news feed, because you start liking different coaches, and then all of a sudden different stuff shows up in your news feed. So that's happened to me many, many times. And you start comparing your page to other pages and what rank you are to other rank. And none of that is good. Like, all that does is brings negative energy, and it's just not, it wastes your time. So killing the feed or trying to figure out how to not get yourself involved in that is usually for the best.
I was just going to say, one thing we talked about, I don't know when we talked about that, not too long ago, was if you like other coaches' pages, if they do ads, then the ads can go to your friends. So I actually after we talked about that, I went in and unliked all the coaches who I had liked.
Yeah. Because you can be targeted. Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead. No, you go ahead.
Raise your hand.
You go.
What I did, I don't like them, but I put them in my favorites folder, like for my web browser. So I have BB coaches, and their Facebook links are all in there, so I can just quick click on there just to kind of see what they're up to or what they're kind of posting about or whatever, instead of liking them like you said, Carla, because it will go to your friends and whatnot. And
is if you don't follow them regularly, then you don't end up seeing them in your newsfeed anyway. So you've just got all these coaches you've liked in your likes list that you're not even seeing their stuff anyway. So it's much better to do it that way.
The reason it's important not to like other coaches' pages, from a like page, you can do advertising, and I advertise all the time, and most coaches that have like pages are going to do advertising. So you can actually, what's the word I'm looking for? You can target people. So if you like someone's page, they can actually specifically say, I would like to target the people that like my page friend. Yeah. So all of a sudden, all the pages that Carla, say she liked my page, and I said, perfect, everyone that likes my page, I don't want them to see this ad, but I want all of their friends to see this ad. So now all of Carla's friends see my ad. So you definitely don't like other coaches' pages, but follow them in some way. Like Darlene does that. I actually have a to watch page. So I'm not actually liking anything. You can set that up on Facebook. It's on your left-hand column. You can have a to watch page, and then you can click on there and see everything. But don't like them, because then your friends are going to be targeted, and then they'll buy from Melanie Mitro and not you. Does anybody have any other questions for Megan?
I do. So Megan, you recently opened up a like page. So how are you finding, because I know you mentioned in one of our threads that you weren't as into your like page as your support page. How are you finding the balance? Like, what's your take on that?
Yeah, I hate my like page. So all I've been doing with my like page really is I've been using my old posts from my Fit to Be a Mama group. I've just been using those posts on my like page, which I don't know if people are even noticing, but I feel like, oh my God, I posted that 3 months ago. Like, aren't they catching on? But probably not, because no one pays that much attention, right? So that's what I've been doing, is just putting like 1 or 2 posts a day on my like page. But a lot of my posts were when I was pregnant or just had a newborn, so I can't really use any of that shit. So I've only kind of able to go back a few months and use them. So soon I'm going to run out of those posts, and then I'm going to be like, okay, I've got this killer post in my head. Do I put it in my support group, or do I put it on my like page?
That's exactly where I'm at, because it's a real balance. Like, where do I post this? I don't have that many people on my support page, so I feel like I should put it. I'm now gravitating more towards my like page instead of my support page, but then I feel like I'm neglecting my support page, and it's, oh my gosh.
Yeah, and that's why I'm not going to do a whole lot with my like page right now, just because I'm still getting so many new people in my support group. Like, every day I'm connecting with more and more people and getting more people in there. So the well hasn't gone dry yet, but at some point, if it does, at least I've got this like page, and when I get time, I'll look into how to boost posts and whatnot. And I'm still posting in there, but I'm not giving it a lot of my time at all. Like, I just can't. I feel like I run out of time to do the stuff I need to do in a day for this. I don't have time to even think about a like page. Like, it was stressing me out after that call with Brian, I was like, oh my God, I need to start an ad and I need to boost this. And like, I was like, I need to do everything with my like page tonight. And I can't right now. I just don't even want to think about it. So I'm doing what I can over there, but it's so frustrating. Like I'll post something and no one likes it and it reaches like 68 people. So it's just not satisfying. I think that's why I don't like it.
Yeah. A like page is a labor.
Well,
Go ahead.
Go ahead. I watched a few. I'm trying to get really into Instagram. And because all the things I've watched, it's like get good at one thing and try it out for I don't know how long and go with it. And if it doesn't work, then move on. Don't go like willy-nilly all over the place. And I think that what this one girl, Micah Folson, love her. And what she said basically with Instagram, and I think it can relate to a like page because to me, it's really similar that the like page is kind of like dating. So you're putting your stuff out there, letting people know about you and wanting to get to know them and stuff like that. And she's saying Instagram, but I can so relate it to a like page, like what Megan is saying, because some posts I feel like I've put my heart and soul into it and you get nothing back from it. And it's like, and then other ones that you just go, boop, hit the whatever, and it's like you've got 2,000 reach. And it's like, wait a minute, this is not what I was planning. So I think with Instagram and that, it's kind of the same a little bit because you're putting yourself out there for people to know you, to get to know you better, to build a relationship. But the party is your support group. And what she said was Facebook. It's where everything happens. It's the relationship. It's whatever. So the like page, yes. Oh my God, it can be. What the hell am I doing? Why am I doing it? Because it comes and goes. But I think it's a way to try to reach out to people, to meet them, to show them who you are, what you're all about. I don't know. That's just what I'm getting from her, from the Instagram stuff. And I've been really going out and doing what she was talking about with Instagram, just to kind of go out and create those relationships and to get to know people. Like be genuinely interested in what they're doing. And if she's got awesome tights, where did she get them? And you know what I mean? And just build that from there. And I think that the like page is kind of like that. So somebody likes it or comments it on it, then to go from there and just maybe not send a friend request right away, because with Facebook, you can only send so many before you get put in Facebook jail, but I've not yet, so I don't know. But I don't know. I just think that yeah, the Facebook like page and the Instagram are like the dating, and then the support group, like what you got, Megan, the private one, and anybody else that has a private one, it's like the party and the marriage and getting close with people in the end, kind of.
Because it's almost like that like page is to try to build a support group to where Megan has built it to 900 and something. Like I have 57 people in my support group. So
yep, she rocked that.
So Megan, you kind of did it the opposite way, maybe by building your support group. I'm not that there's like any right way to do it, but it's almost like the end goal is try to get people in that support, that support page that you've already done. So awesome.
Because people in your support group are always going to see your posts.
Right.
Because they get a notification. Yes. Whereas a like page, you can have like 5,000 likes, and I don't know how many are actually going to see it, but probably not 5,000. But in my group, I know that they're in there because they want to be in there, or they just haven't figured out how to leave. But they've chosen to be in there and stay in there. Whereas a like page, you click like and maybe you don't see a post for like 3 weeks from that person in a like page. Like I actually went through and looked at my like pages that I had liked in the past, and it was crazy, all these things I had liked since the beginning of Facebook time. It blew my mind. I I wasn't getting posts from them at all. You know, whereas the support group, people are getting that notification 3 times a day that I'm posting, and whether they choose to look or not, at least they know there's something in there for them to look at. I don't know.
A like page, like a person has to physically be on Facebook to see what I post. So if I post something at 9 o'clock in the morning, all of you, if you wanted to see that, would have to be on Facebook at that moment. And then it goes away. Depending on, like, if all of a sudden I had this awesome post and every single one of you commented on it or shared it, it would stay alive for a little bit of time. But if I post something and nobody does anything, they can like it, but likes don't really get you much. So maybe it had like 4 likes. Maybe it stayed alive in the sort of Facebook land for like a minute, and then it's gone, and it's gone forever, unless someone physically comes back to my page and scrolls back. And nobody does that. Do you ever do that? Like, do you ever go to someone's like page, unless you're stalking another coach, and go back? Like, no one does that with like.
No, and I don't understand because, okay, say I'll post at 8:30 in the morning because I've looked at my insights to see when most of my people are on the like page, but it'll be so random that, and it's a friend from around here or whatever, it'll be at 6 or 8 hours later, and then they comment on it. So would they?
So you must be going.
It would just be when they would go back on to look at it, likely.
Yeah. She'll be actually going to look at your page. Yeah.
I'm not trying to.
Would that not help?
No, it doesn't bring it back.
Would that not help a bit for her later on? If she comments on it?
Yeah. I don't think so.
And I comment back again? No.
As far as my research is, it doesn't make it live again. Not on a like page. On your personal page, yeah. Okay. Like anything on your personal feed, if someone like 4 days later, oh, Michelle, I love that dress. Like they're a month late to the party, it pops it right back up into the feed. But as far as my research in a like page, it doesn't. So it's all to do with like Facebook algorithm, and I don't know.
And I'm not trying to knock a like page, because I think it's valuable to have at some point in your business. I just think for any of the new coaches who are listening or on the call, to not get overwhelmed with it. Because I know if I started with a like page, I probably would have just thrown in the towel, because there's so much to learn about it, and it's so frustrating, and there's not a lot of engagement. And that's what you want in the beginning, is to feel good, like, oh my gosh, people are liking my post and commenting on it. And
the other way to look at that, though, is when my like page opened, it was really just like your support page, because it was all local people that liked it. It was 300 people from Exeter, so it really wasn't any different. Like, when I first opened it, I went to my friends list and invited everybody that I wanted there. And then people would see that Marlene was liking the Fit Files and Megan was liking the Fit Files. So then some of their friends came over as well, and they liked it. So it was very similar feeling at first, because no one that I didn't know saw it. So, you have to choose, you pick your thing, whatever you want. The important thing to know is you cannot post links, and you really shouldn't be selling things from your personal page. Back a few months ago, 6 months ago, that was no big deal. Facebook didn't really watch it that carefully, but they're really cracking down on all of these people that are doing business on Facebook, but they want us to do business on Facebook, but they want us to do it from a business page. So if all of a sudden you're posting links, like Beachbody links, or just like, advertising a challenge group on your personal page, you are you're making yourself very vulnerable. So you've kind of got this option that you can have a private group like Megan's done, like we've talked about tonight, and then you can post whatever you want in there. That is totally cool. And a like page, you can as well. And a like page, you can advertise. So then you can go to a broader audience if you want to invest in your page. So you've got to just know, I just would hate for anyone to get their Facebook shut down. It's happening all the time, and I'm not saying it to scare you, but I met people on the weekend that it's happened to because they've been posting challenge group invitations and a lot of business type stuff on their personal pages. It just can't happen anymore. So, there's lots of options, but you just have to know, you have to play by Facebook's rules. They let us use this page for free, essentially, to run a business, but you have to play by their sort of rules. And that's something that they're cracking down on. So, like page, personal, private page, whatever you're comfortable with, there's so many ways you can do each of them, but you want to be careful with that personal page. You're just not randomly like talking about business all the time on your personal page. It doesn't mean that you can't post on your personal page. I don't mean that at all, but be careful with what you're putting on there Beachbody wise.
So would your personal page be different
Michelle?
than your support group page, right?
Sorry, say that again, Amber.
Your personal page separate from your support group page? Okay.
So your personal page, everyone has to have a personal page because it's the only way you can be friends with people. Yeah. Yeah. So you need to have a personal page. You can't get rid of it.
Yeah.
But for instance, if you follow me at all, I made the decision in the new year to basically shut down when I say shut down my personal page, I just mean I don't post there anymore. My feeling is my like page has built up. I've got about 7,000 followers. I've invested some money in there. So I feel like if I'm always posting on my personal page, why would anyone go to my like page? So I was feeling like I was posting this in here and this in here. And, I needed to just have one place of focus. So I have literally my cover photo on my personal page says, I've moved. If you want to hang out with me still, come on over to my like page. That's where I'll be from now on. I still have my personal page. You have to. That's the only way I'm going to be able to become friends with people so I can add them to all my groups. But all of my content now is on my like page. When I meet people on my like page, before I get too friendly with them, I pop them into my private support group. So I have the same thing as Megan. I have a private support group. It has about 800 people in it, I think. So I move them from my like page quickly into my relationship building private page. So that's kind of my filter. Because you need somewhere to be getting new relationships. I've now been doing this for almost 2 years. So first of all, I don't want to take away from you guys. We're all in the same area. I have no interest in having more Exeter people in my challenge groups. Like, God, we need to branch out. So I'm going to be the person that branches first. So I'm really trying to connect with people from even when I advertise from my like page, I actually exclude 75 miles of Exeter. I don't even let people see my ads anymore because I want you guys to have the people that you know and your warm market, and I'll branch out. So you can do all that kind of stuff from a like page. You can't do that kind of stuff in a private support group. So I think if you're just starting and you're confused about what you want to do, so maybe you don't have a comfort issue. You're like, you know what, whatever, I could do either, but I'm just not sure what's best. Reach out to myself or your upline and really talk about it, because there are pros and cons to both for sure. You just have to do what makes you the most comfortable. I think I'm probably made that so much more confusing. I'm sorry. I just don't, what I really don't want is people posting stuff on their personal page, because I would just be so upset if you guys, I just don't want anything bad to happen to any of us. So just know that you have to be cautious of what you're posting business-wise on your personal page.
Michelle.
Because that's what I've been doing.
So I know things have changed so much since we did it, but for any new gals now with the grand opening post, is that still okay to do that on your own personal page? Just because I know I have Shay. Hi, Shay. She's there. Shay, there's a few new gals here tonight. Not only mine, but probably some other ones. But just to let them know, don't be afraid. I don't know. Like, I know when we started, it was, we did a lot back then.
Yeah.
Like a year and a half ago. But you know,
I think when you're first starting, you're not in Facebook's radar yet. Like, you're not even close to being in their radar. The problem is there's so many people posting links. If you've watched anything of mine, and please just like subscribe to my YouTube channel and watch my videos there, because I give you tons of information on those videos. And something I say all the time, do not post your Beachbody website link. It looks so gross. Like, it is so salesy. And if they see that kind of stuff on your personal page, they're going to take it away. That's what they're looking for. Links to companies. And Beachbody doesn't want us doing that either. Actually, tomorrow I've got like some really boring stuff that's going to be on Team Fitnique, but it's a whole big stuff from compliance from Beachbody. So there's a lot of stuff. I hope everyone will really take the slides that I post seriously and read them, because we have to play by the rules. And posting links and stuff like that is what they don't want us doing. So I think your grand opening post is totally fine, because you're not gonna, just don't post your website with it. And I have seen that before. Like, post a nice picture with you and your containers, or you and your kids, and mama's got a brand new business, or whatever you're gonna do. That's fine to do that on your personal page, but it's the linky, salesy stuff. If it makes you feel icky, it's probably not a good thing to post. I think that's probably a good, you know, if it makes you feel kind of gross and, oh, is someone going to think I'm trying to sell them something? Don't post it. Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay. Anybody else have questions? Or comments?
Megan, awesome job.
Yeah, awesome.
You rock your personal page or your personal little group like out of the water, blown out of the water. So thank you for all your tips for everybody.
Yeah.
Very good.
Awesome, Megan. Yeah, Megan has an awesome page. In the new year, I scrolled back on all her stuff, and it's good stuff. Good stuff. It makes sense why you're doing so well with that page.
It's the way that she writes. That's the way that she talks in real life, right? It's like, it's so funny all the time. That's why people like it.
Yeah. It's an awesome page.
Thanks, guys.
And thank you for sharing with us, because I think it'll help a lot of people. I think that's a private page is the most comfortable way to go. You can really control it, and then you can decide what to do after that. You know, like, who knows what the future is going to bring. I've got my legs on Facebook. You never know what's going to happen in your life.
And I did just want to, I had a couple tips, just because I know there's so many new people and it can get overwhelming with even what we've talked about tonight. So just like, keep it super simple. Like, just start up a group. Just start it, do a grand opening post, add in a bunch of friends, family, whoever, add them in, and then get a notebook and write down all those people's names. Write them all down. And then tomorrow, pick 10 of those names and write them on another piece of paper. And the next day, message those 10 people. And then that night, pick 10 more names. And the next day, message those 10 people. and do it the night before, so that like tonight I will quickly, before I go to bed, I'll get my to-do list ready for tomorrow. So I'm going to figure out, who am I sending out go for no's? Who am I going to try and connect with? Who am I following up with? Who, like in my challenge groups, who isn't talking? I'm going to pick like 5 people and connect with them. And I write it all out so that tomorrow morning when I wake up, the names are there and I can just quickly like send out quick messages. So just, pick 10 people that are on your page right now. Even if you have like 50 people in your group that you just opened, make sure you message each one of them and just, hey, thanks for being in here. If you know anyone else that would like it, add them in, and just start really simple and go from there. And then, maybe in the middle of February, you can send those people a go for no. And then it just starts happening. So those are just kind of my simple tips, and just keep it simple. Forget about everything else. Forget about like team cycle bonus and blah, 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 blah. Like just keep it simple, message people, and just take it kind of day by day.
Yeah. That's the best tip of all. Honestly, you could research this business for 2 years and never start, because there's stuff changes every day, and oh my God, just don't even worry about any of it. We will help you every step of the way that you need to know more information. Don't worry, your upline will tell you. We'll be there for you. Just do the basic stuff that is fun and the reason that you wanted to do this. Don't worry about all the rest of it. It doesn't mean anything. You just chat with people, make friends. It all boils down to just making new friends every day.
And a little shout out to Sarah, who is Emerald.
Woo!
Congratulations, Sarah.
And she is proof. She didn't figure out she didn't think too much about it. She just knew she had to get a coach on each side, and they didn't have to be a coach that were selling stuff. They just had to be someone that wanted a discount. So she just quickly went and did that and done. And she doesn't even understand what it means yet, but it doesn't matter because she's Emerald and she'll figure it out.
Way to go, Sarah.
So just keep it simple and just get to Emerald as fast as you can, even if you don't even know what it means. Just talk to your coach, get there, and then you'll learn from there. And that's what we're here to help you, to figure everything else out. We can help you with that, but you just got to start. Open your group, start connecting, get to Emerald.
Yep. Close your eyes and go. All right, guys. I'm out. It's 9:45. I got to go to bed. Bye. Thank
Bye,
you,
guys.
Megan.
You're welcome.
Bye,
Thanks, Megan.
Bye.
Have fun, Dar.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, I'll have some drinks for you guys.
Okay. See you guys. Thanks, Megan.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Megan.
Yes, thank you, Megan.